Well, good morning, afternoon, good wherever you're at, everybody. This is your friendly neighborhood ALTTPR ladder admins here. We're gonna make this one really fast because Herfy and I have better things to do. Um,
I want to ride my chocobo all
yes.
day. Dun, dun, dun,
So,
dun, dun, dun.
so yeah, here's some. Here's a schedule. Here's some things. Here's some changes, and we're done. Bye, everybody.
Getting through this quick.
Oh, okay, all right, we're not gonna do that. Be nice though. Um, I'm Big Dunka here with Herfy Durfy. Herf, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Getting ready to settle in for an evening of Final Fantasy Remake Part 2, as I'm sure you will as well. But we
Absolutely.
got some actual adulting to do before we can do that again.
Yeah, we have to adult. But before we get into that, real quick, real quick, how is it?
I mean, you know the answer to that, don't you?
Oh, it's so good. It is so good. If you haven't played,
It's,
no,
yeah.
no, zero spoilers, obviously, because it's still a lot of people are. It's long. It is long because I'm. We've talked about this several times. I'm skipping like 90% of the side quest stuff, and I'm 34 hours in now, and I'm still not done.
hmm
So it's really long.
Yeah, and I will say one thing I'll say, this is not a spoiler, but if you've played the original and have wondered for a few scenes, how could they ever, do this in like a more realistic looking modern game? They still can somehow. That's
Yeah,
all I'm gonna say.
it's so good. It's so good. Anyway, all right, let's get through this because the sooner we're through this, the sooner we can do other things. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some stuff to review today. How about a schedule? Should we start with the schedule? We always start with the schedule.
That's always a good start, yeah.
It's always a good start. So let's get the again. We're doing this in fast mode here. Let's get the known stuff out of the way. Like this is kind of the way that we've been doing things. We've got a bunch of evergreen stuff, and we still have Gigabag for another 3 seasons. 3 seasons, yeah. This is only the first. This is the second, so yeah.
hmm
Casual Boots Cross Keys open. Gigabag Mystery. Two little spots that are in there. We'll be filling those in a moment. Um, yeah, I think this is pretty typical. Again, shifting things up a little bit. We're trying to keep things a little fresh, season to season, mixing things up, but keeping things in proper order. Um, so last season, if you guys were here for last season's announcement, we oh, hold on, kill the spammer.
Oh boy.
Oh, somebody beat me to it. Oh, Clear Mouse, man, she's on top of things as
Excuse me, I
usual.
was still reading that. That sounded very interesting.
Oh, she is on top of things as usual. Um, but if you were here for last season, you would notice that we promised that we would make up for something. So this
hmm
we are going to make amends for not including entrance modes in Gigabag, because we had to do it for a reason, and the reason is very clear. But we are going to make amends here this season for you entrance lovers, and to make it extra spicy, we're going to do our best. So, um, couple of things in there for your entrance guys. We'll get to that here in just a moment. So, um, the rest of the schedule, there's nothing to talk about here, is there?
Well, I have a question for you.
Mm.
If there are entrance lovers out there, does that also mean there's exit lovers out there?
Well, there are, I'm sure. I don't think there's any around here though.
I feel like this might lead us down a path we might not want to discuss on
uh,
Twitch, so let's
yeah,
move on maybe.
yeah. We'll figure that out at some point. Um, so yeah, first things first, mystery. We are making no changes to mystery for this season, with one little exception, and that is they apparently did fix the bug with completionist with inverted retro modes. I have not tested this yet, and I don't think it's live yet. I think it's still on beta. I actually should check that. I haven't. I've been busy this week. Um,
I wonder what you were doing.
oh man, 34 hours, man, and it was came out Thursday morning. Um, so yeah, once that is live and confirmed working, we will add those two flags back to the completionist mode. Completionist is still a really low percentage roll, but it is important. We did have two completionist issues earlier this season already because it hit these. We knew about inverted, we did not know about retro. Um, so yeah, we'll get that fixed once it's confirmed. We'll put those back on. Everything should be fine. So, other than that, mystery is going to go as normal. Just to, we haven't even really talked about this, but I'm just going to throw this out there. Um, mystery is probably not going to change for the next couple of seasons. It's probably going to remain just the way that it is, and then we'll see where things go from there. Um, and yeah, that little note at the bottom there. We know that mystery doesn't get played a lot, but we're not going to get rid of it. I don't think we're going to get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, I understand it's not for everyone, and it might be too like volatile for people because they
Mhm.
don't know what they're getting, which is, for other people, that's the appeal of the whole thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see any harm in just leaving it in there.
Yep.
I've also seen some discussion on our Discord about, is the point system really making a difference to how we had weights before and stuff like that. It might not feel like it, but I personally think it does make a difference.
Yeah, I think the big thing is that you don't get the. It just takes out the extremes.
Mm-hmm.
I know the comment you're talking about. There was a couple of comments in there, and the one specifically where they said it doesn't feel that different than the old system, and it's more or less right. But what it does do is it takes out the heavy extremes, the really basic. This is basically dot open. It takes those out, and then it takes out the extreme difficulties where every single flag rolls to the top end. It takes both of those out and just moves it a little bit. And that was the whole reason for it in the first place. So the seeds that people are still getting are still kind of what you would expect with the old weight system. Um, we'll see where things go in a couple of seasons. It's, we'll get to that eventually too, where we're going to talk about change as a whole. Um, we'll see. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that's mystery again. We'll check to make sure that flag is done, and we'll add it when it's ready. Um, entrance guys. How many? Raise your hand if you're an entrance lover. I'm not. I'm not raising my hand right now. By the way, in case
Oh,
you.
neither am I.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm not an entrance guy. I actually got. I played a mystery seed the other day, and it was funny. It was something stupid. I was like, it was an entrance seed, and for whatever reason, my brain just didn't function because I don't play entrance at all. And 45 minutes in, I forfeited because it's like I must have missed something. And it was something stupid. And the moment I forfeited, I was like, oh, I know what it is, and it was too late. So yeah, my brain just doesn't cope. But we're bringing back something interesting, something great. Something that hasn't been around since 2021. Seems like it was not 3 years ago, but it totally was 3 years ago. We have a Retrance Invitational, ladies and gentlemen. Retrance is back. Everybody loves Retrance, right? It's like
Of course.
it's that one mode that everybody can seem to be like, yeah, that's pretty good. So bringing it back. This is the original Invitational. That was 20. That was 3 years ago, dude. Can you believe that? 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
I mean, I can and I can't at the same time because, we all know what happened in between, but that
Yeah.
stuff really like deleted 3 years or condensed them down into one. It all feels like one long year, basically.
Yeah, yeah, it really does. It's I didn't notice. Like I was putting the schedule stuff together and then I went to look at the invitational page and I'm like, "Holy shit, we've done like 6 invitational since and this was the original." So,
Hmm.
bringing it back. Um not much to talk about in regards to the structure. We're keeping the same structure that we've done with everything else with one exception. One exception, we'll get to that in a moment. 100 races, So those 2 extra spots obviously are filled in. Top 16, minimum 10, excluding assholes. Inviting him in, the invites will carry down. One thing to note, same thing we did with the casual boots, the second casual boots invitational. The rankings are isolated, so we're not using anything from the previous invitational or any reference rankings. So that very first invitational race on the when the season starts is 100% random because everybody has a starting rating of the same. So we are going to look. I still haven't finished this yet. I think I'll have time because it's not this season; it's the season after, which isn't until what, June? I think it's when this ends.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like it. Hold on. You know what? I'll tell you because I haven't processed the schedule yet, but I'll do it right now. Give me just a second here. If I could type correctly. Hey, there's the schedule. So I'm looking here now. Schedule 27th of May. Oh my God. That's Meatomania weekend.
Oh no.
Oh no, I didn't notice. That is totally Meatomania weekend. That'll be fine. Um, so anyway, so yeah, I basically have until June to get this done. So we'll see. What we're trying to do is we're trying to move off of this will be set up. This will be set up for the Gig Invitational, but we're trying to move off of the Racetime GG platform. Not because it's bad and it's fantastic and we like using it. It's just easier to have everything managed with automation from our side. And if it fails, we can always go right back to it. Racetime GG
Yeah.
is fantastic. It's a great
It's a
platform.
it's a great site, by far the greatest platform for racing
Oh,
that we currently have available.
yeah.
Especially compared to what we used to have in the past, or
Oh,
almost had in the past.
the
That
IRC.
shall
Yeah.
not be named.
Yeah. Oh, moment of
But
silence.
it's just as you said, it's just more convenient and nicer to have everything centralized and automated in one Discord where everything else is also going on. So
Right. Yeah. We've automated 2/3 of it so far. Like the race administrator, Bob, takes care of the pairings, handles all the events now, even handles the results once they're in, and just manages 90% of that. So it's just in this case, yeah, I'd like to get it all there if possible. The plan is we are going to get the Gigitational. It will be ready by then. Because the Gigitational is a little bit different because it's obviously again it's going to be different seed types and it's it's harder to do that one a little because we generate the seeds, we don't generate those on race time. So but we'll see. um the other thing that we will be changing with this is the tiebreaker system,
who's
which we did talk about this briefly last season when we talked about the um when we announced the Gigitational. So we are going to be changing this. It will go live for this one. Effectively, what it is, um, we're taking out the time loss tiebreaker. It's gone. So you lose, you want to forfeit, just do it. Doesn't matter. Um, we have to make 2 changes because of that. One, we have to make the weeks instead of 7 days, we have to extend them out to be 9 days. So effectively, those 2 extra days will be reserved for tiebreaker races if they are needed. If they are not needed, we can just start the next week and you get 2 extra days to schedule. Um, if your group finishes early and you need a tiebreaker race, guess what? You can schedule them early. You can get them in early. So, but we are reserving a minimum of 2 days for those systems. This only generally applies with a 3-way tie. So that would be a 3-way 2-and-1 tie or a 3-way 1-and-2 tie. With a tiny exception is if we have a weird tie situation or a double forfeit or something like that. Those races ties will get reran, Double forfeits do not get reran. So in that rare occasion, we could have a two-way tie, but it hasn't happened yet. It generally won't. So in those scenarios, we'll have a three-way race. If it's a 2-1, top two of the three advance. If it's a 1-2 race, the winner advances. Really important. You guys requested this because you didn't like the old system, which means you gotta set your shit up to make sure that you can schedule these, because 3 people scheduling one race in a very short time period with different time zones means there you go. So yes, you wanted it, you got to make it work. If somebody is being a pain in the ass and saying, well, I can race, but I can only race for 2 hours on this one day at 3 a.m. If it comes to that, we will step in and we will remove you from that tiebreaker race and just leave the other two. So it's what we got to do to make it work. So just make it work, or like it says at the very bottom, win all your matches and don't worry about it. So,
But I mean, if everyone wins all their matches, isn't everyone going to be tied?
well, one person win all. If you're one person win all your matches, guess what? You don't have to worry about it. So
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah. So but yes. So just I don't think it'll be a problem. The gigatation, or the not the gigatational, the megatational went super smooth. Like we had tiebreakers involved, and people were really good about getting things put out there. So actually the last couple of invitationals, people were really good about it. So as long as people continue to be good about it, don't think it'll be a problem. I hope we don't have to step in, because then it kind of, if we have to do it, then it kind of just takes somebody away from it. So, but
Yeah, it would suck to have to manually do anything like that, and we don't want to do that. But you know, it's as you said, it's been pretty nice the past couple of invitationals and the megatational as well. People played nice; they were fine to schedule with. We didn't need that many tiebreakers, if I remember correctly.
very few,
So
couple, but very few.
you know, it all worked out more or less. So we're confident this can work out as well. We just also know that scheduling, especially with different time zones and everything, is usually one of the bigger pains in the butt
Yeah.
during stuff like this. And as you were saying earlier, if you have 3 people they need to schedule, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
So just, make it work, and we'll be happy to keep using the system in the future.
Yeah. So one thing to keep in mind, I scheduled. I'll put the document live later after I finish getting back to Final Fantasy. But we'll put it live. I set the start of week 1 to set up so that the first 2 weeks, that extra days kind of line up with weekends or really close to the weekends to help get that in, because the weekends people have more time. So hopefully it'll be ease of the last, unfortunately, because it's 9 days, it can't do it every week, but hopefully we'll give you enough time to get this set up. So, or just race your races earlier and then you'll have more time. So so yes, that one will go into effect, and that will be the invitational. But we have prizes to talk about. So, thanks to one of our great patrons, we were able to purchase a new Super NT from them. It was one that was purchased in the last, when they were available, and they were not using it. Still sealed in the box. So we were able to acquire that. Again, big thanks to that person. So that will be one of the prizes on this one, if they so see fit. We're going to go back and do another FX Pack Pro if they are in stock. These things get in and out of stock often. So that one might not be an option, but we'll see. And yes, I'm putting the pocket back up if somebody wants it. I still haven't opened it. Thought about it. I actually added this just the other day because I wasn't going to do it. I still have it. It's one of the limited edition transparent blue ones, still sealed, still in the box. I haven't opened it yet.
I say this every time we talk about this,
Mm-hmm.
but I think if the winner of the next of this Veterans Invitational doesn't take the pocket,
Mm-hmm.
then I think it should be mine.
It's such a cool gadget. The only reason is that I don't think I'll ever use it. I have a Steam Deck,
Hmm.
and it does everything that that thing does too. It's just not PG. It's just
Yeah,
not PGA. That's so cool. It's so damn cool.
it's really cool. I have the exact same problem pretty much because I just don't really play handhelds because I'm either at home where I, don't sit down and play a
Mm-hmm.
handheld, or I'm somewhere where I can't really just whip out a handheld and start playing games
Sure.
like at work or in my car or something.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe if this might be the last time it's up there. Uh, so cool though. So cool. Or a cash prize of lesser value. Which we always several people have taken that because they don't need the other stuff. So and that's totally cool.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so those are going to be the prices on this one. Notice we got rid of the Steam. Nobody took. We had the Steam Deck available for 3 invitationals. Nobody took it. I'm
Yeah.
shocked. Nobody took that. It's gone. Never coming back. Um, so yeah, those are going to be our prizes for this coming up event. So hopefully somebody gets one, and whoever gets it enjoys it. Um, we got one little thing to go over before we're done, and then we'll get the hell out of here. Um, so this is something we've been hinting at, and yeah, so we did put out that feedback survey here back in January. We've gone over those several times now, reviewed all the results, tabulated what people were saying, kind of categorized what people were saying, put them all in little groups, people like this, people like that, people like this, people like that. But yeah. So yeah, and obviously you and I know this. We've been talking about this for a long time. And we're just taking the feedback as part of it to kind of come up with ideas. So um, we will have another announcement stream either in April or May. It'll be before the season 24 announcement stream. Um, we're going to go over everything that we've gone over, and this will be basically what is going to happen after season 25. Um, we already have everything set up more or less in stone for seasons 23, 24, and 25. Season 25 is scheduled to end right around SGL. It's going to be in that October November range, which is
Hmm.
great. So it's going to be somewhere in that time frame. We don't know exactly what schedules are going to be, but it's somewhere in the fall. Um, but we'll have our information out long before then, so that people kind of know what's going on. Just keep one thing in mind: we do get feedback, and a lot of the feedback that came back on that forum was we don't have the ability to expand, and that's more or less because we're locked into the V31, the VT branch. We have our reasons, and we've been very public about them and open, and it's more or less stability. It works, doesn't break often, very, very infrequently it breaks. And we need that because we have this 24/7 round the clock schedule, completely automated. Like, I'm not awake for this shit. And I know you're not awake for it.
Nope.
So, it's unfortunate the few times we have had issues recently, it's actually been overnight where I've been asleep. So, um, but there will be more to come with this probably in the next 6 weeks. I'm going to just speculate 6 weeks. I bet it's going to be mid May, or I'm sorry, mid April when we talk about this. But there is
Hmm.
news on the way, but we still have stuff to do. So be prepared for that. So that's coming up. Just one more thing. And I hope this finally puts it to bed. Fine. Fine. For season 23 and probably season 23 only, we're giving it to you. Please leave us the fuck alone. We've
Well spoken.
I cannot tell you how many people have come up to me in DMs and been like, can you at least give us this? Because, okay, here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. There is a Cross Keys tournament. Has this started yet? Has it started yet? Has it?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's started yet. Um, but they're giving pseudo boots in the Cross Keys 24 tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, well, we want to practice for this. And because we can't really practice it because this doesn't have pseudo boots. So we're giving it to you for one season, just as an overlap, because people are, you know, people are want to practice for it. So here it is. Please stop sending us messages. For the love of shit.
It's not easy being the boss sometimes.
God, it's annoying as hell. Every message we get from here on out, we're just sending to Dante. We're just gonna
Oh yeah,
forward them and make him deal with it because he is the president.
we should. Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. Give him something to do. So, all right, next season starts on March 24th. The schedule is up. We'll get it up on the Google Calendar at some point here in the near future. Yeah, has it not? Has Cross Keys 24 not been officially announced yet? Did we just?
I really don't know, to be honest. I think it's if it hasn't been announced, it is not much of a secret.
I mean, I think it was announced because like 20 people have talked to me about it, and I assumed it was announced. If we just blew somebody's announcement away, I'm really sorry. I
Like all
thought,
the people who kept asking us for pseudo boots, for Christ's sake.
oh, it's been talked about in the Discord. Like I've seen it several
Yeah, I
times in
know.
multiple Discords. I figured it was fully announced at this point. So I'm sorry, we kind of screwed somebody. I did not mean to. Um, so uh, anyway, yeah. People are talking about it in chat here, and I'm like, did they not talk about this? I swear to God, like hundreds of people know about this. I'm not
I
even.
mean,
I
really,
don't do anything with it, and I know about it.
I mean, the only thing we said is that it's happening. We don't know when or if it's even been announced for that matter, apparently. But
You know,
you
if
know,
it's
I don't think it was a secret that it is going to happen.
yeah, if it's not until like the summer, I'm gonna be really pissed because then they're gonna be like, well, we want it for another season. No, no. Are we getting chat? Are they pulling a fast one on us?
I really don't
Are
know.
we being played? I just realized that. Are we actually being played? Well, now I need to find out. I think we might be getting played. We'll find out. We'll find out. Maybe we'll take that back. Maybe we'll just yank it away. Gotta find out about that. So, all right, boys and girls. Questions. Nobody asked any questions. Yay. All right, we're gonna go back and do more important shit because Rebirth is awesome. Yeah. You got anything to finish off? Anything else to talk about here?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. I hope everyone enjoys the good old Ritrans invitational that we brought back. I think it's going to be awesome. And yeah, back to Final Fantasy.
Yep. The world's not gonna save itself. Thank
Exactly.
thanks everyone. Enjoy your weekend and we'll see you guys later.
Have a good one.